top 10 animes where the main character goes into gaming world. Warping into the world of whichever game we are into at any given moment in time is every child's fantasy. Some of you might still fantasize about it. I know I do. Very well then, since we can't go into a gaming world ourselves, let's talk about the top 10 animes where the main character goes into the gaming world. Shall we begin? At number 10, we have Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. A 30-year-old game programmer called Ichiro Suzuki was living his life like a zombie. Despite working pretty much every waking hour, he still always had more work to do. Always. And when finally he gets a minute to simply doze off and have enough sleep for once, he ends up in another world. It doesn't take long before Ichiro realizes that this new world is a mishmash of all the games he had debugged over his career. He also appears to be much younger now, and his name has also changed to the username he had used while debugging. Just like that, Ichiro's crazy harem adventures in this game world has only just begun. At number 9, I'm Standing on a Million Lives. Yutsuke Yosatsu is a young, edgy teenager who dislikes Tokyo and has a genuine distaste for the people who live in it. Trying to get along with them is the last thing he wants. He'd rather remain isolated. Though one school day, as he comes across an athlete named Ayu Shindo talking to Kusue Hakozaki, he sees them disappearing right before his very eyes. Shortly after, he himself also appears to be free-falling as reality swirls around him. Before he knows it, he is in a world of a gem, and the two girls who disappear before him are there as well. And an interesting thing about this world is no matter how many times you die, if another member of your party is still alive, you can be brought back to life a million times over. Maybe even more. I don't know, I wasn't really counting. Number 8. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. A shut-in gamer has spent a stupid amount of time playing a certain MMORPG game, and in doing so, he has become the greatest player. Now, he literally just scares people away from the game using his avatar, which is the Demon Lord Diabolo himself. However, because of a certain spell, the man suddenly finds himself in the world of this game. The one who summoned him are an elf and a panther girl. They want him as a slave, but the spell ends up backfiring and they become his slave instead. It's an awkward situation, and the first thing they do is to try to see if there is a way to unbind them while getting a hang of things. Number 7. Skeleton Knight in Another World. This is a story of a gamer who was doing the business as usual, just playing games until he passed out. Though when he wakes up, he is a Skeleton Knight in the world of that game. While he does have powerful weapons and even his game avatar is pretty sick, now that he's stuck with that skeletal appearance, it's not that comfortable, is it? And just when he decides to live a quiet life, he encounters a stunningly beautiful elven warrior. After hearing her out, he embarks upon a strenuous journey full of adventure, but also conflict. Number 6. Excel World. High school student named Haruyuki Arita is short and overweight, which is why he is often the target of excessive teasing and bullying by his classmates. The only place and time when he truly feels comfortable is while playing games. But then one day, all of his top scores in a certain game just suddenly get cleared by a player who called herself Kuro Yukihime. To his surprise, it turned out to be the student council president at his school. She invites him for tea and introduces Arita to the world of augmented reality fighting games. She has asked Arita because she needs his help to attain the highest level possible within the game program called Brain Burst. Just like that, the two join hands to fight together. Alright guys, let me ask you a little something real quick. What is your favorite MMORPG anime? Share your answers in the comment section down below, especially if it's not mentioned in this list. Also, like and subscribe, it's always appreciated. Well then, let's get back to the list. Number 5. Darwin's Game. Darwin's Game is basically a high-stakes survival game where you either win or die. Winner can get insanely rich real quick, though of course the risks are also nothing to joke about. Some players choose to play this ridiculous game out of their own violation, while some are simply dragged into it and then forced to go along. The protagonist named Sudo Kaname is one such case. He lost his friend and later realizes that it was because of this game, but now that he himself is also trapped in the survival race, he has no choice but to keep moving forward.
じゃあ行こうかなめ。家族にはお家が必要でしょ？
そうだな。せっかくだ。できるだけ広い庭をぶんどるぞ。
Number 4. Sword Art Online. This list is obviously incomplete without talking about Sword Art Online. Regardless of what you may hear people talking about it, it's still the most popular isekai anime of all time. The story takes place in the year 2022, which is of course right now. There is a game called Sword Art Online where people can quite literally become their avatars using only their thoughts. When the game finally launches, everyone quickly rushes to go buy it. One of these is our protagonist Kirito. However, when he logs in, he finds himself trapped in the world of the game together with like 10,000 other players, and the only way to get out is to complete all 100 levels of the game.
The end.
Number 3. Log Horizon. Similar to Sword Art Online, a hefty number of gamers are trapped in a game called Elder Tale. Only this time, the number of people is over 30,000, some of them are from other countries as well. Suffice to say, they can't log out and are stuck in the game. The protagonist named Shiroi remains a calm composure all the while gradually trying to figure things out. How he and his friends can survive and thrive now that they are actually inside the game. Simply put, this anime is like Sword Art Online, but it takes a more intellectual approach. Number 2. Overlord. Here we have a case of a gamer who was sort of thinking back to the good old days, just reminiscing about the time he had spent playing a popular game called Yggdrasil with his friends. The game's servers are now about to shut down when the clock strikes 12, and the last one of his teammates bid him farewell before eventually logging out and moving on with their life. However, he stays within the game. Even after the clock strikes and moves past 12, he is still in the game. Now, it doesn't take long before he realizes that NPCs come alive, and while he may be in his avatar, he is now a part of Yggdrasil. Finally, at number 1, we have No Game, No Life. No Game, No Life, no Season 2. Though seeing how all these other stories like The Devil is a Part-Timer, Log Horizon, and Classroom of the Elite are also finally getting sequels, I'm not going to lose hope just yet. And for those of you who don't know, No Game No Life is a story about a pair of siblings who are deeply infatuated with games as well as each other. So much so that the god of games actually scouts them out and brings them to his world. In this world, everything is decided by games, and for these two, this is the perfect kind of world to dominate and reach the pinnacle. So there you have it, folks. These were my picks for the top 10 animes where the main character goes into the gaming world. What did you guys think of these animes? Have you watched them, or are you planning on watching them? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Press that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and leave a comment saying I subscribed and I'll personally reply to your comment. Also, don't forget about my question from before. Well then, I'll see you guys on my next video.